What's up, Meta Nerds? This video is all about the Recusant-class light destroyer. It was manufactured through the joint effort of Horish Kessel Drive and the Free DAC Volunteers Engineering Corps, the Quarren-led company that sided with the Separatists, breaking away from the Mon Calamari, who supported the Republic. There's no definitive price tag for this ship, but most estimates say that it would have cost around 61 million credits to produce, making it 2 million credits more than the Venator class. At 1,187 meters, or 3,894 feet long, it was about 2 ARC 170s longer than a Venator class. At 157 meters, or 515 feet wide, the Recusant class was 4 sand crawlers across, and at 163 meters, or 534 feet tall, it was about the height of 80 Wookiees. But there was also a large, dreadnought version, which was 2,544 meters, or 8,346 feet long, making it about the size of 1.5 Imperial-class Star Destroyers. Like most of the warships used by the Confederacy of Independent Systems, this ship could be controlled by an automated droid brain. This had to be upgraded throughout the Clone Wars, however, because once this ship got involved in large-scale space battles, this droid brain had a hard time processing everything that was going on, and the Recusant would often crash into other ships. When the CIS did upgrade this with the crew, it still only needed about 300 droids in total, which is only a fraction of the 7,400 member crew required to fully operate a Venator-class Star Destroyer. This is part of the reason why the ship has such a skeletal appearance, because there wasn't a lot of wasted space, and almost none of the crew quarters that you would expect on a ship this large. It has 1 heavy turbo laser at the front of the ship, and 4 more heavy turbo laser cannons, with 6 heavy turbo laser turrets spread across the rest of the ship, along with 5 turbo laser cannons, 30 dual laser cannons, 12 dual light laser cannons, and 60 point defense cannons. It had 40,000 deactivated battle droids, which would be stored on racks to save space, but it also had 240 droid starfighters, which interestingly, in the standard version of the Recusant, there wasn't an actual hangar bay, and so the Vulture droids were just tucked up inside of these hollow spaces, where the hull plating extended over the body of the ship. But in that larger, 2,544 meter long Dreadnought version, there was a built-in hangar, and it was large enough to carry a C-9979 landing craft. To get this whole thing moving, it had 3 enormous thrusters, which contained these massive ionization chambers, and had power connectors which linked these engines to the main reactor in the body of the ship, which was said to be a hypermatter annihilator, which could burn through 8,600 tons of fuel per second. About 3.5 times as much fuel that was used by the Munificent class. And of course it did have a hyperdrive, with a 30,000 light-year range. Up front was the command bridge, and these large poles that stuck out of the top were all different kinds of sensor equipment. It's unknown where exactly the shield generators are located, but it is said that the smooth shape of this hull made it so that energy would more easily go across this surface, and thus the rounded sections are the most protected. Now its history starts when Quarren Separatists actually stole these plans from the Mon Calamari. That's why, even though it's a Separatist ship, its designer is still cited as the Mon Calamari shipyards. The Quarren worked to build this under the leadership of the highly organized and very efficient Techno-Union foreman. Commerce Guild Worlds provided the raw materials, and through this coordinated effort, they were able to rapidly produce a large amount of these light destroyers. They mostly acted like privateer ships, conducting raids on Republic-owned commercial shipping vessels. As fighting intensified throughout the Clone Wars, the Confederacy learned that these things could be highly effective if deployed in large numbers. 4 to 6 of these destroyers could easily take out a Venator or Victory-class Star Destroyer, but it would take over 1,000 Recusant-class light destroyers to try and take out a single Mandator II-class Star Dreadnought. They were seen fighting all across the galaxy, in places from the Arda system, Selukami, Camino, and most notably during the Battle of Coruscant. One of these actually collided with a Munificent-class Star Frigate, and they were often used to protect General Grievous's flagship, the Invisible Hand. After the end of the Clone Wars, some Recusant-class ships fell into the hands of the Corporate Sector Authority, which was a big corporation that acted as the government for several planets, and at least one fell into the hands of the Rebel Alliance, which had to be heavily modified to both accommodate for Rebel starfighters and for an organic crew. The very last time we ever hear of a Recusant class in the galaxy is when a Recusant, amongst many other ships, were all put together to make a sort of hidden temple, which acted as a secret refuge for Jedi that was constructed 127 years after the Battle of Yavin. So that's it for the Recusant class light destroyer. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you want to check out our social media, or ways that you can help support this channel, be sure to check out the description down below. If you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications. But more important than all that, remember, hate 'em or love 'em, the Quarren and Mon Calamari definitely have a unique look to their ships, and the Force will be with you, always.